My dear, I'm here with you. It's 8:30. I won't leave you alone. I won't leave you by yourself. My dear, I'm here. I won't leave you alone. During this break, I sorted out what you need to know and what you can't afford to forget, with plenty of insight and information for you. Go ahead and like, comment, and share, and soon I'll be back with our regular live streams, okay? I'm taking the opportunity to get some rest so I can come back full force. Smash that like button, leave your comment, and share. It's very interesting and important for you to stay tuned. That's what I'm going to explain to you now. It's very important, okay? Kisses. Have an excellent July, everyone. Thank you. Trump is going to put the FBI and the CIA after Flávio Bolsonaro, Eduardo Bolsonaro, and the whole gang. Because here's the thing, wherever there's a criminal organization, it's considered terrorism according to Donald Strankera. Wherever there's Comando Vermelho, wherever there's PCC. There are terrorists, and if there are terrorists, the American government can come, arrest, capture, kill, drop bombs, and so on. So what now? What are they going to do? Because here's the thing, it's not me saying this. It wasn't me, right? It was. It was even in a right-wing newspaper, as we know, right? Yes, Folha de São Paulo revealed that there's a bank that's a Fictex, which is a financial company, and the police already believe belongs to the Red Command that moved 20 million through Bolsonaro's movie. Andrea, yes, it's not me saying this. No, Folha de São Paulo published a big article yesterday with evidence, with documents, saying that this financial company, which belongs to the PCC, according to the Carbono Oculto investigation, which is ongoing. In fact, this financial company transferred 20 million to Fundo Havergate, which is Paulo Carlitos' fund, Eduardo Bolsonaro's lawyer, who says that may have gone into the movie. What movie is this, right, guys? Because it wasn't Pangaray's movie. Pangaray's movie isn't even worth $1 million. So there's PCC. If there's PCC, there are terrorists. If there are terrorists, where's the CIA? Where's the FBI? Where are the US military? They're not good for that, are they? They're just going to keep bothering, trying to sabotage the government, blackmail the government, right? To get the benefits, Brazil's rare earths, oil, and all sorts of things like they did there. They're stealing from Venezuela. They're trying to steal from Iran, right? They're troublemakers and they can't manage it. So where is it? We have to go after it. Wherever there's the PCC, there are terrorists. So we have to inform Donald Tranquera, yeah, that Folha de São Paulo said there's PCC involved in Bolsonaro's movie. Is he going to send SWAT to catch them? That's right. Hey, Jesus, give it a try. Bolsonaro's movie comes under federal police investigation for links with master and money laundering by the PCC. It was the story reported yesterday by Folha de São Paulo. 20 million from the PCC circulating there funding Bolsonaro's movie. Can you believe it or do you want more? Then came Flávio Bolsonaro. Flávio Bolsonaro, right? He doesn't answer anything. Flávio Bolsonaro is avoiding the press. So he's traveling around Brazil with his political machine in tow. What is that? They take the campaign workers. Who are they? The advisors of politicians, state representatives, and city councilors. Pay attention to this, everyone. The state representatives from PL and the city councilors from PL are being assigned. They are being asked to show up with their campaign staff, advisors, supporters, followers, lovers, wives, relatives, church folks at the events all over Brazil for Flávio Bolsonaro. That's why I'm saying this. Flávio Bolsonaro is traveling around Brazil and he's surrounded by the PL political machine to make it look like the people are supporting him. Then the press is there waiting for him. He dodges them and runs away from the press. I've never seen someone who's running for political office run away from the press. Usually what do they want? They want the spotlight so they can get more exposure and all that. Flavio doesn't. Flavio is running away from the press. Then he goes to his electoral stronghold to talk nonsense. He's there in Pará, right? I'll show you. Then he comes and talks about the PT. He comes to discuss Comando Vermelho and other criminal organizations. It's as if the PT were the one connected, when actually he's the one who needs to explain, but he's avoiding the press and doesn't explain. First, the video, the audio asking Daniel Volcaro for millions. He didn't explain. He lied and it looked bad. Then he said it without really saying it. And now the spreadsheet has leaked. The Intercept published the payment spreadsheet, and it wasn't just 60 million, no. It was 78 million, according to the calculations from the spreadsheet that the Intercept revealed about the payment in the conversation with Daniel Volcaro, Tiago, and Fabiano Zetela. The spreadsheet there shows 78 million. Flavio hasn't explained it yet. What spreadsheet is that? Did he receive those amounts? He doesn't explain anything. The first payment, this date is important. The first payment was on February 13, 2025, last year. It was $2 million that Daniel Volcaro sent to the fund in Texas, belonging to Eduardo Bolsonaro's lawyer, Paulo Carlisto. February 13 of last year. At the end of that same month last year, what happened? Eduardo Bolsonaro left his position as a federal deputy, earning 50 grand, earning almost 50,000 reais, and went to the United States. What did he go there to do, Andre? What was it, Andre? The Supreme Court went to attack the Supreme Federal Court. The Lula government came with tariffs, heavy tariffs, application of the Magnitsky Law, suspension of visas for authorities. But by all indications, he went there, look, to collect the millions that were sent. In one go on February 13th, it was 10 million. Maybe now we understand why he gave up a 50,000 Reis salary and went there. Flavio stayed to collect and he went to get paid. And now we find out there's the audio, there's the payment spreadsheet. Folha de São Paulo reveals that a PCC financial company transferred 20 million to this same fund from the lawyer, from Eduardo Bolsonaro. Yesterday, a big article came out in Folha de São Paulo. And now, where are Trump, the FBI, the CIA, and the military to catch the terrorist organization here in Brazil? Whoa, whoa, whoa. The situation is serious, guys. Oh, there's another house. A new house has surfaced. You know that Eduardo Bolsonaro, without a salary or anything, lives in a house in Texas. In the same place, in the same state where the Havagate Fund is located, where the 78 million went, apparently from Daniel Volcaro. To this fund there in Texas, he lives in a house, says he doesn't have a salary, that he doesn't have a job. Being a politician has always been his only job. He doesn't have any other job. Then he left his position and went there. There's a house there where he lives. He says the house isn't his. That the house is rented? The house is in a resort in a gated community, and the house is worth 6 million reais. We already know that. And he said he pays rent. The rent for the house is 30,000 reais per month. So now we found a new house. This new house is where Eduardo Bolsonaro, when he travels to Dallas, he receives people, holds meetings, and stays in this new house. I'll show you here. Then you ask Andrea Gonçalves, who owns this new house? Guess. Here it is, look. This first house here, the one with the red roof, with the pool and all that, is the house where Eduardo Bolsonaro lives today. He says he pays 30,000 reais a month in rent for it, without having any income, right? Because he quit his job here in Brazil. This other house here is a residence located in Arlington, in the outskirts of Dallas, where Eduardo Bolsonaro receives allies from Brazil. And when he goes there, he stays in this house. Who owns this house? And another coincidence. He's Eduardo Bolsonaro's business partner or former business partner, I don't know. Because Eduardo Bolsonaro, he had, I don't know what his situation is now, but while he was a federal deputy, he had a Brazilian corporate tax ID. He wasn't the managing partner because he can't be. The one who was is the person I'm going to show you now. But he was the owner because he had almost 90%, actually more than 90% of the company's shares. He had a company, a training company that offers and sells courses. That's right. His business partner. In the last tax return to the Federal Revenue Service, there was practically nothing. There was nothing. Now he claims he owns this house, look, which we know is very expensive in the United States. Living in the United States and owning or buying a house is very expensive. Look here, who's the owner of this house? The one Eduardo Bolsonaro uses. It's right here, look. It's this one. Master, former partner of Eduardo Bolsonaro. Bolsonaro was chosen to spread the narrative that Banco Master was being persecuted. It's this one, look. That is here. Who is Eduardo Bolsonaro's former partner? Because his company must have been dissolved, because his company was in Brazil. And he had his accounts blocked. Everything was blocked, so his account must be frozen. His company must be at a standstill. That's why. So that's why this one must be a former partner. This former partner here owns this house that Eduardo Bolsonaro uses in Dallas, near Dallas. And this former partner of his was chosen to spread on social media the narrative that Banco Master was being persecuted. And especially when the Banco Master fraud scheme was about to be exposed. This partner of Eduardo Bolsonaro was one of the people who most aggressively pushed on social media the claim that Daniel Vorcaro was being persecuted. Because Daniel Vorcaro, together with Fabiano Zettel is Daniel Vorcaro's main financier. He is Daniel Vorcaro's brother-in-law, married to Daniel Vorcaro's sister, and he is also in prison, Fabiano Zettel. Then he started saying that Daniel Vorcaro was being persecuted because the group through Fabiano Zettel was the main donor to Bolsonaro's campaign. Was it? Exactly. Fabiano Zettel was the biggest donor to Bolsonaro's election campaign in 2022. He donated as a private individual from his personal account 3 million to Bolsonaro's electoral account in 2022. And he was also the biggest donor to Tarcísio de Freitas' campaign for governor of the state of São Paulo. Back then, he was Eduardo Bolsonaro's business partner. When people started saying there was fraud and all that, he started saying no, that this was persecution against Daniel Vorcaro, because Daniel Vorcaro had been the biggest donor to the campaign along with Zettel, his financial agent. Then you might say, no, all of this is just a coincidence, Andrea. It's not a coincidence. All of this is a consequence of this criminal organization. And this former partner of Eduardo Bolsonaro is, by all indications, nothing more and nothing less than a frontman. He's like Karina Gama. He was used as a front. I've already told you that more people, more properties, and more situations will keep coming up every day. Why? Because it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. Then they'll need frontmen. They'll need properties. They'll need all of that to launder the money and to start accumulating wealth. And this one, by all indications, is another frontman in the scheme, along with Daniel Vorcaro and the Bolsonaro family, just like Karina Gama. Karina Gama was handpicked to open the production company Go Up. She's the sole owner of Go Up to produce Bolsonaro's movie, which by all indications was also used to launder money from Daniel Vorcaro's criminal organization. And let me tell you something, there's a connection there that says Flávio Bolsonaro was a partner of Daniel Vorcaro. Let me tell you something. Every day another situation involving more money comes up. And when I say more money, I'm talking about millions. I'm not talking about small amounts, I'm talking about millions. Right in the middle of the scheme is Bolsonaro's movie. Soon I wouldn't be surprised if Flavio really is Daniel Vorcaro's partner in this whole corruption scheme. It was necessary for Eduardo Bolsonaro to go to the United States to raise this money because it all went to the United States. The money through an account, which is an investment fund. Who is responsible for it? Paulo Carlisto, Eduardo Bolsonaro's lawyer. Where? In Texas, where Eduardo Bolsonaro is living in that 6 million real mansion. The scheme is so big that he had to go to the United States to get the money. And why did Flavio stay behind? To make sure the payment is made to collect. And they used the movie as a tool for this money laundering, among other situations where there are a lot of fronts. Karina Gama, this partner I just mentioned, and even Paulo Carlisto, the one responsible for raising this money in the Robert Gates Fund. Could it be that Flavio is a partner or was a partner of Daniel Vorcaro, and that's why Vorcaro is holding back from turning him in? Hoping that he gets elected president of the Republic and grants judicial pardon? Oh, another mansion, more fronts, mansion fronts. And another 20 million in the plot of the movie from the PCC Bank. Where is Donald Tranquera to catch the terrorist group? Meanwhile, Vorcaro's plea bargain fell through for the federal police. The Attorney General hasn't commented yet, but the federal police said he's hiding facts and that the federal police already knows a lot of things he hasn't even mentioned. So his plea bargain is unnecessary. The federal police rejected it. The Supreme Federal Tribunal orders the Attorney General to issue a statement. Make a statement at the request of the federal police to transfer Vorcaro from the superintendency after the plea bargain was rejected. So the Attorney General has to make a statement in two situations. Will he accept the plea bargain? Or will he agree with the federal police? The plea bargain is worthless. He is hiding, protecting, and shielding who in particular? Exactly. And he will have to address this here as well. The federal police, as a result, requested that Daniel Vorcaro be moved from the federal police headquarters to a regular cell. I've already told you this here, and I'll say it again. You have to be very careful with Daniel Vorcaro. Daniel Vorcaro means jail and prison for many powerful people in Brazil. And for those who are in deep trouble, if Daniel Vorcaro disappears, it will be their dream. So even in this regard, you have to be very careful where they put Daniel Vorcaro. Daniel Vorcaro for the criminal organization of the politicians mafia who got involved with Daniel Vorcaro. For them, it's better if Daniel Vorcaro disappears from the earth. Are you getting what I mean? So it has to be very carefully evaluated where Daniel Vorcaro will be placed if he leaves the federal police headquarters. Because otherwise, soon he'll end up dead. And I'm not joking, I'm warning you. Very powerful people from governors, congressmen, senators are interested in eliminating the one who can expose the entire criminal organization. So this has to be taken into account in the analysis of where they are going to put Daniel Vorcaro. Then you might say, Andrea Gonçalves, but Daniel Vorcaro could run away too, right? I think it's very unlikely he'll run away. Where would he go? It's harder for him to be eliminated by those who don't want him to reveal the scheme and the people involved. So the federal police and the Attorney General's office need to keep an eye on that. Do they, Andre? Yes, they do. because Daniel Vorcaro is eliminated. Andrea Gonçalves, pretty much everything ends. And a lot of white-collar criminals will get away with it. I hope that the Attorney General and the federal police are careful about this. Okay? Where are they going to put Daniel Vorcaro? Hit the like button, like, comment, and share. The links are in the first comment. Don't miss anything. Thank you. See you at the next live stream. Bye-bye.